We got more clips from minicamps and OTAs, and today we're going to take another look at Roman Wilson. We're going to watch him catch some balls, work through some drills. But before we do all that, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're going hard in the paint, looking at these rookies every single day. Looking at rookie camp, OTAs, minicamp, training camp, everything in between. On top of your favorite veterans, we're looking at those storylines as they develop. Click that button. Stop missing out on your favorite players and what they're doing at practice behind the scenes. Today, it's time to look at Roman Wilson. The first 3 clips are fresh, new clips. The other ones are from earlier this week, last week, the week prior that we already covered. But if you haven't seen the videos on this channel, you're going to want to look at the clips on Roman Wilson anyways. I got 38 seconds of clips. Plus, we'll go through these a few times because we're going to talk ball on him. Stick around so you get to see what I think about him in his future here with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But there he is, working on some drills here. He's very sudden, very quick, in and out of his breaks, plant step drive, has the quicks. Everything about him is assertive. And when it came to the Senior Bowl, he was blowing up. And then during the Senior Bowl time this year, you were hearing like legends of how he was just blowing up the weight room, blowing up the track in practice, showing off in practice at Michigan, all the behind-the-scenes stuff that you're just hearing stories about. Like he's an urban legend at Michigan, and that you did not get to see on the field because of the lower volume passing offense. And I think he is a great fit for the Steelers, and it should be pretty obvious coming from my mouth because like in January and February, as we were doing his player evaluations with his rookie class, the one thing I said was he looks like a Pittsburgh Steeler. He looks like a Steeler because he's a lunch pail wide receiver. He's gritty in the finer nuances. In route running, he sells his routes. He creates separation. He's good at the catch point. He's one of those wide receivers you see the Steelers pick up who is very dependable. And they love very dependable wide receivers. Very assertive. Think of Diontae Johnson, how he gets in and out of the breaks. Think about George Pickens at the catch point. Think about all the other wide receivers they picked out over time. And the Steelers do a very good job. They have a very good hit rate at finding discounts in the draft. Roman Wilson came at a discount in the draft. And the reason why is we had 20 wide receivers in this class who received a day 2 grade or better. And that is very, very rare. Probably the first time ever. We may see that more going forward as kids become more polished running routes, come through the high school ranks, through the college ranks. That being said, he came at a good discount for the Steelers. They're waiting on that discount because they could have pulled up on a wide receiver earlier. They could have. There's a lot of talent in this draft. They waited. They made the smart play. They picked up Roman Wilson. They got him at a good discount in the 3rd round. A lot of people look at that as a negative. But the economics of this class, having 20 good wide receivers versus the average draft class having like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like half or even less, you kind of get it. You kind of get it then. Some wide receivers are going to fall to day 3 and still be good. We're going to see day 3 wide receivers hit in this league from this year's class. It's going to be sporadic, but we are. He's a day 2 guy, and people are wondering about the draft capital. I ain't worried about it. I look at round 3 the same as round 2 with these wide receivers almost. Again, other teams had other preferences, but they were really looking at fits too, and he's a good fit with this team. Very technical, very assertive, very aggressive. This is what this team looks for. They look for dependability. They look for all that stuff. But they do want aggressive wide receivers. Look at Diontae Johnson and George Pickens. That is a good clue. Look at what they already have on the depth chart. Look for what they've been taking big swings are. And they've been taking big swings at because I said are, and that was a mess up. But they've been taking big swings at very assertive wide receivers, very aggressive wide receivers, very technical wide receivers, all the way back to AB. They've been doing that over the course of time. Roman Wilson, technical, very assertive, very quick. He has some upside in this offense. Now, if you're talking fantasy football, lottery ticket player, I want to take my lottery tickets, though, and running backs, though, especially in redraft. But in the back end of the draft, you're paying attention to them. You might take some swings at the pinata. And at these rookies late in drafts, you're doing that. And when they hit and when they don't, it's good. Either way. Because that clears up your roster for other pickups later. And you need to be able to take those swings at least 3 or 4 times in your draft, 2 or 3, 4, whatever, however deep your draft is, because that's going to add up to your upside. Because the players that emerge are year 1, year 2, rarely year 3 players, and you want some of those players on your team. Wide receivers, running backs, mostly running backs, but some wide receivers sprinkled in. And when the wide receivers hit, they hit early in the season, and they tend not to really hit in the back half. That being said, Roman Wilson, lottery ticket. In Dynasty and rookie drafts, big discount. I'm seeing him go early 3rd round in a lot of drafts, late 2nd. Really pick your poison with the wide receivers in that area. Honestly, I'm going running backs heavy still. So guys like Jalen Wright, those other running backs, I'm favoring due to the nature and the strategy of Dynasty and the fact you can turn and burn them a lot quicker, especially when it comes to trade deadline time or right before the playoffs, depending on the league. They're just more liquid and more fluid, and the upside is more immense. And I'm not just talking Jalen Wright. That's just a name I threw out there. I'm also talking some of the other running backs too, like a Marshawn Lloyd. I'm looking at them as well. Might be a push with some of those back-end second-round wide receivers, but still a strategy with how you play the game. Roman Wilson, though, fantastic wide receiver for the Steelers. He's going to have immense upside here over time. Allow him some time. Be patient with him so he can cook in the offense. We have some new quarterbacks here that could present some upside. If that clicks, if everything clicks, could be some big things here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.